Hey everybody, welcome to another lesson of learning Japanese. Today we're going to be continuing our coverage of the she grammar pattern. If you haven't checked out the previous video, the part 1 of this two-part lesson, definitely watch that one first because we're going to be referring to the things said in that one and using it as context basically. But the focus of this part 2 is going to be a specific function of the she grammar pattern that we haven't addressed yet, and that is to provide a reason. So in the previous part 1 video, the main topic of that was using she to list things, but the she grammar pattern isn't just used to listing, it can be also used to provide reasons or even list reasons, and in a lot of cases, but not all of them, she is interchangeable with the conjunction slash words kara and node, and as we should know, those are like the most common or the most equivalent words in Japanese to the English word because. We're gonna note the difference right here, right now. When we use she to provide a reason, it can be interpreted as a lot softer than using kara or node, and this is basically to the point of where like some English translations of sentences using this grammar pattern she to provide reasons, if they don't provide the context of what was said before or the whole conversation, it can be like almost, it can be really inconspicuous that the sentence with she in it is like trying to provide a reason for anything even. So it can be hard to notice in English translations in some cases because of she being quite softer than kara or node when it's trying to say a reason for something. So to illustrate this, our first example in this part is going to be a slightly modified version of the example sentence that we already covered in the part 1. So again, watch that if you haven't watched it yet. So for our line, we're gonna have kanojo wa kawaii shi, meshi o kuu shi, seikaku mo akarui. And this line will translate to basically something like she is cute, she knows how to scarf down a meal, and she also has a bright personality. So when we first covered this example sentence in the part 1 video, we translated this to, we didn't have that part where she scarfs down the meal, we just said she's cute and she also has a bright personality. That could just be a blunt standalone sentence saying, oh hey, she's cute and she has a bright personality. In this example sentence, it should illustrate more how this could very well just as easily be interpreted as a reasoning for something. Like say in the previous sentence, you said that she is like the ideal girlfriend or something, and now you're stating these 3 things as reasons or justifications to that. To illustrate that even further, let's go and modify the sentence again a little bit more. And this time we'll actually add that wording at the end of the sentence by giving the thing that we're trying to give reasons to. So then we'll have something like kanojo wa kawaii shi, seikaku wa akarui shi, meshi o kuu shi, minna no riso no kanojo da. She's cute, she has a bright personality, and she knows how to scarf down a meal. She's the girlfriend of everybody's dreams, or she's the ideal girlfriend. So like in the written translation here you see on the screen, we have kind of like a ... ellipses after all the reasons that we stated before we said the kind of like summative she's the ideal girlfriend statement. Hopefully you can get a sense of how that almost represents verbal language here, like you're piling on reason after reason. Then there's like a little pause, and then you kind of reiterate what you were trying to prove. She's this and this and this. She's the ideal girlfriend. It's like you're reiterating the thing, but it's like it wasn't necessary to do so because it was kind of already obvious what you were providing reasons for. Going back to what we said in the beginning of this video, how she can be used sometimes interchangeably with kara or node. In some cases, it can actually even be used in conjunction with kara and node. So we'll do some examples of that now. She can be used at the end of a sentence in the same way that like kara is used to provide a reason for the sentence that you just said before that. Yeah, so like you say something, then you'll say because of this, and you'll use she instead of kara, and again that also kind of represents that whole afterthought thing. You didn't mean to provide the reason, you weren't intending to provide the reason at first, but then you're like, oh hey, and this is also a good reason for that, or something like that. So say you say something like jikai kara ano restaurant ni ikou, and that's just going to translate to like, hey, it's nearby, so let's go to that restaurant. We have the word chikai, which is short or nearby. We have the word kara, which is the conjunction because. So chikai kara, because it's nearby, because it's close. Ano restaurant ni ikou. Ano is the demonstrative adjective that means that. It's modifying the noun right after it, which is restaurant, which is the word for restaurant. And we have the particle ni to mark it as a destination, and then the going verb iku in its volitional form to be like let's go as opposed to go. So once again, chikai kara ano restaurant ni ikou is going to be, hey, it's close, so let's go to that restaurant. So we're using kara in this sentence right here. Let's just follow it up real quick with another sentence that is going to provide another reason that you just thought of. Something like coupon mo aru shi. This is just going to be I also have a coupon, or I also have coupons. So we're not using kara again in this, we're using she, And so we're using it in conjunction with kara basically. We provided the first reason with kara by saying it's close or nearby, and we followed up with another afterthought reasoning of me having a coupon, so it'll be cheap as well, or we'll get a discount, and we use she instead of kara there because she can also be used to provide a reason. It also expresses the afterthought better there. So the breakdown of that second follow-up sentence, coupon, which is going to mean coupon, mo, the particle mo, that means also, like I said, we'll use particles or phrasings that indicate like also or more, alongside or whatever with she because it has that inherent nuance. And then the aru existential verb to mean there are or I have. So I have coupon with the mo there, that changes to I also have a coupon, and the she there of course is basically saying, giving a reason, because, or I also have this, so it's a good reason to, or whatever you want to phrase it as. So yeah, hopefully the point of using she as because with the nuance of it kind of expressing an afterthought reason came across there. It is a bit similar to, say, in English when you start a sentence with because. Sometimes that can be deemed as ungrammatical and you won't see it in written language as much. It's way more common in like spoken language, because in spoken language a lot of the times the afterthoughts come to us as, well, afterthoughts. You'll say something and then you go, oh hey, this is also a good reason I just thought of, so you'll say because of this as well. And so yes, she is kind of similar to that in that respect. The last thing we're going to cover now is kind of the opposite of what we just covered, in the same way that she can kind of like replace kara and nore. Kara and nore can also replace she in its like listings at the last entry. So like when you say she, something she, and then you end the sentence, we can end that sentence with kara instead. So we'll do one example sentence of that just to illustrate the idea. So for our example sentence, we'll have the line, onaka ga suita shi, okane mo nai kara, soro soro kaerou ka. And so this is a pretty simple line. It'll just translate to like, I'm starting to get hungry, or I am hungry now. And we're also out of money, so it's about time we head back home, right? Let's break down that sentence. It starts with onaka, which just means stomach. We have it being used in the very common phrase onaka ga suita, which just means I'm hungry. It's basically saying stomach is becoming empty or whatever. Suita is a past ta form, so that's a plain form, which means we can just plug in she right after it to start a list or use it as a reason. So onaka ga suita shi is like because I'm hungry, or I'm hungry so ... But we're also going to provide another reason in our established list here, and it's also going to be the last entry in the list. So we'll use kara instead of she because we just want to, I guess. Or this reason is going to be like more straightforward, or kind of a more blunt reason, and that'll be okane mo nai, which just means we're also out of money basically, or we don't have any more money, or we don't have money. Okane means money, of course. We have the mo particle to mean also because we've established this as another reason, and then the nai is the negative form of aru, which means to have basically, so don't have. Then the kara is going to mean, well, because we don't have any more money. And now we've stated the reasons, and now let's state what we should do because of the reasons we've provided. Soro soro is the adverb that means basically it's about time to do something, or yeah. Then we have the verb word kaeru, which means to return in its volitional form with the ka after it as the question marker. So kaeru ka is going to mean, shall we head back now, or shall we go on home now? All together once again, onaka ga suita shi, okane mo nai kara, soro soro kaerou ka. And this will translate to basically, I'm getting hungry, or I am hungry, and we're also out of money, so shall we head on home now? So yeah, that's an example of using she to provide a reason and kara to provide a reason in conjunction with each other in the same sentence. And in this case, we're replacing she with kara as opposed to replacing kara or node with she. And yeah, the nuance there is that the she is kind of soft, and perhaps the one that we marked kara with, it was a stronger reasoning, which led to the conclusion of, hey, let's do this because of the reasons I provide. Okay, so that is going to wrap up the coverage of the grammar pattern that is the she grammar pattern, plugging it after one or multiple plain form words. They can be pretty much any of the three types of words, the adjective or the noun or the verbs, to list things, to contrast, or to provide reasons. Three nuances that can differ varyingly. This grammar pattern is pretty common to some other ones, such as the particle toka and the connective te form, but hopefully you've gotten used to how it can differ with its different nuances. And we will likely provide some additional example sentences that we didn't cover in this video in the text version of this lesson, and we'll link that, of course, in the description to this video and in the comments, in the pinned comment below. This is a very common grammar pattern, especially in verbal spoken language. You'll hear it a lot in TV shows, anime, drama, and stuff. So definitely good to know. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed your time doing so. If you'd like to express that, you can like the video, leave a comment below, or subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to support more of these video lessons, please do consider checking out our Patreon page. Also included on the screen right now are, of course, a bunch of links on where to find and follow us elsewhere online. Lastly, check out our Discord server. We've got a community of hundreds of so if you're looking for somebody to voice chat with just to practice speaking Japanese, or if you just want to talk about anime or music or manga. And with that, see you next time.